first pose we're going to do, this one is Pranamasana, prayer pose, and that's what we've just been in. We're going into a pose called Hasta Uttanasana. So you're going to lift the palms up. As your palms come past your face, turn them towards the front and your arms go shoulder distance apart. Extend the arms up, squeeze the backside, engage the pelvic floor, draw the navel in, and then arch back, moving your elbows behind your ears. And then circle forwards. You can bend your knees at this point if you have a stiff back. And bring your hands onto the floor by the sides of your feet, so your fingertips and your toe tips are at the same height. Your rib cage presses into your thighs gently, and then you lift the bum towards the ceiling. This is called Uttanasana, or forward fold. From there, we're going to step the right foot back as far as it'll go. Release the knee down to the floor. I would rise up onto your fingertips because that enables you to arch your back a little bit more. Lift the chest and your hips move forwards towards that heel. You can see my knee wants to swing out a little bit, so try and encourage it to stay above the ankle as you lift up here. This is going to stretch out the groin a little bit. And then step back into a press up, nice and high. No bumps in the air, you've got a straight line from the crown of your head through to the heels of your feet. From there, don't move your backside, just bring your knees to the floor. Then arch your back, so you're lifting your bum up towards the ceiling and then arching your back a little bit more, bending your elbows backwards so they stay in by the body, and bring the chest down to the floor in between the hands, chins looking forward. Gently encourage your shoulder blades away from your ears, down the back. This is called Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-pointed pose. You've got 8 things on the floor: the toes, your knees, your hands, your chest and your chin. From there, slide the body forward and slide the legs backwards. Point the toes, draw the legs together, lift the chest. Keep the elbows in by the sides, relax the shoulders away from the ears, lift the chin. It's called Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Squeeze the bum, point the toes, draw the legs together. Tuck the toes under, push the bum backwards, touching the feet, make sure your hands are really nice and spread, and then lift the bum up towards the ceiling. So this is going to go into your shoulders a little bit. If you're tight in the hamstrings, let your knees bend a little bit, but keep your elbows straight. Encourage your backside up towards the ceiling. So you can see that as I do push my bum up, my lower back arches. And then see if you can bring your head towards the floor, keeping the elbows straight. If you can do that, straighten your legs, encouraging your heels towards the floor. This is called downward facing dog, or Ardha Mukha Svanasana. From there, you're going to step the right foot forward in between the hands. The toe comes to where the fingers lay on the floor. Release the back knee, lift the chest. Again, rise onto your fingertips and draw the hips forwards and down towards the heel. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back, away from the ears. It's almost like you're trying to place your shoulder blades in your jean pockets on the back of your trousers. Then step forwards, feet together, hands come down flat on the floor, ribs press into the thighs. Lift the bum, relax the head. So again, this is Uttanasana. And then reach the arms forward, circle the body up, squeezing the backside, engaging the pelvic floor, arching back, Hasta Uttanasana. Hands into a prayer, trace it down into the chest. So that's one side, that's the right side of the Surya Namaska or Sun Salutation. I'm going to do it side on now and do the left side for you. So again, standing in Pranamasana. Hands up, palms front, relax the shoulders, squeeze the bum, pelvic floor, arch back. Circle down to the floor, bending the knees if you need to. If you're quite long, if you're quite strong in your hamstrings and in your lower back, you can keep your legs straight. You'll get to a point when you can't go any further. That's the hamstrings stop you. Then if you bend your knees, then you can continue. And then the hands come down onto the floor by the side of the feet. Ribs are touching the thighs. Lift the bum toward the ceiling. Relax the head. And then step back, left foot as far as it'll go. Release the knee to the floor. Lift the chest. So you can see that my hips are coming forwards towards the heel. I'm lifting my chest, my shoulders are staying away from the ears. So a nice gap between the shoulders and the ears. Step back into press up, nice and flat, no bums in the air. Fingers really spread wide on the floor. The crease of your wrist is parallel to the front of the mat. Bring the knees to the floor, arch the back, stick the bum up. Bring the chest down in between the hands, elbows in by the side of the body. Slide the body forwards, point the toes, legs going backwards. Draw the legs together, pull, point your toes, lift the chest. Bhujangasana. Tuck the toes, push the bum backwards. Fingers really spread wide on the floor and lift up. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So again, elbows are straight. Let your knees bend if you need to. Encourage your head down. That's going to open your shoulders out. If your head touch, then you can straighten the hip legs, bringing the heels towards the floor. Feet are hip distance apart, so they're not together. From there, you step forward with the left foot. Again, in between the hands, toe coming to where the line of the fingers are. Lift the chest, hips forward, draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Step forwards, feet together, hands down onto the floor, ribs onto the thighs, lift the bum. Fold yourself in half, Uttanasana. And release. Circle forward and up. Squeeze the pelvic floor on the back side. Arch backwards. Hands into a prayer. Draw the hands down into the chest. And relax. So that's the left side. So I consider one right side, one left side as one sun salutation. And I would advise you to try and do 3.